All right, guys. Another day, another 30 minutes of shadowing. I'm not going to miss a day. I'm not going to go a day without doing it. Let's go. We're not missing one day. I've been going for 24th day in a row or 25, I don't know. But let's keep the rock moving, okay? Don't let it stop. What is today's topic? The 90-day study plan that finally gets you fluent from intermediate to advanced. All right, from Effortless English Podcast. And the speaker is AJ Ho. Here we go. You're studying English every day, but you're still not fluent. It's not because you're bad at the language. Your study plan is wrong. I've been teaching English for over 30 years. Today, I will help you break out of the intermediate level, finally reach advanced level of English speaking and listening. 95% I'd say of intermediate English learner are using the same broken system, and that's why they're stuck. And they keep doing the same thing over and over, and they're not getting a better result. Today I'm going to give you an exact 90 days plan to go from intermediate level to advanced level. I'll show you what actually works. Let's go. Skip the music. Okay. What you learned today is the three-part system, okay? And this is my book. I'll give you waiting the description below. Get my book for free and discuss it. This is the system in much more detail. Number one, we're going to describe why your current plan is not working. Right? I can't remember who's the quote from, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. Right? We all get stuck in this, where we're doing the same thing, and we think if I do this the same thing more or harder, then I'll finally get a different result, a better result. We just said we keep getting the same result. We have to change what we're doing to get a better result. Sometimes what we need at beginner level is different at what you need at intermediate or advanced level. Number two, I'll give you in this video is the three-part system. The three-part system which you can use how to do it, what to do differently. And number three, I'll give today is an exact daily schedule. How many minutes per day, how to break it up, what to do, and each part of the day to break out of the intermediate level and achieve advanced level of English speaking. I'm also going to review, the secret one mistake that kills more English learning advancement, improvement than anything else, and stay tuned to and I'll discuss that method. And that secret of the big mistake. Okay, the intermediate step. The plateau, this is so-called the plateau. It's like a hill, but it's flat, right? It's flat at the top. Remember, I was walking in Spain. I was walking doing the Camino de Santiago, then the section of Spain called the Meseta. The Meseta is a giant plateau. You go up, there's this long ride, and then you get to the top, and it's just flat for a long time walking, several days and days walking in that plateau. It's the same thing. If you picture your English learning like it's a graph, the line, and going up means you're getting better. It's happening, it's get flat. And you're still doing the same thing, you're working hard, but you're not improving at all. Just to stay flat is called plateau, right? Here's why you suck. Of course, you're probably translating in your head still, right? This is one of the key feature of being advanced is that you're not translating it, it's just flowing out, right? It's called this effortless English. It's flowing out. That's what fluency means. Fluency comes from fluid, which is the idea of water flowing, water moves effortlessly, right? Number two, you probably fear mistake, right? This is a part of thinking too much in your head instead of the language coming out just automatically and effortless. What happens is you start thinking, you got to worry about mistakes. It also keeps you stuck. Number three, long input. This keeps you stuck. Input, what's that? This is English is coming into your brain. This is the two kinds, right? The input of English is coming into your ears. That's listening. You can come into your eyes, reading. They're probably using the wrong ones, right? Most people in the intermediate level, they get stuck. They're reading textbook. They're trying to memorize words lists. They're trying to study grammar rules. They may be listening, but they're listening to kind of, I would call fake English, school English exercises, lessons, things academic type of thing. And this do not build fluency at all. You can eventually start doing those more academic things as you need them, but it's sort of a later step, an advanced step, not an intermediate step. So here's another problem. A balanced study plan does not work. Balanced. This is an idea you find in so many textbooks in school and English teachers. This idea is balance. What does it mean? I'll call it to 25% speaking practice, 25% listening, 25% writing, and 20% reading. Right? It's trying to balance it out over these four skills of English, these four skills of language. And actually, this does not work. It doesn't work. What actually does work much better is something called focus skill. Focus skill. I remember I was teaching in a town called Gainesville, Georgia, kind of smaller town, a suburb of Atlanta, Georgia in the United States, and I'm teaching a class of immigrants from lots of different countries. And I had a more beginner class and had an intermediate class. I was teaching them, and I was stuck in a plateau too as a teacher because I had to improve. I was a beginner teacher, didn't know what to tell. But then over a few years, I got better and better and better. And I go into class and I'll open the textbook to support effortless English. So using the old method, I had a lot of energy. I really care about my student. I talk to them after class. I would take the lesson from the textbook and try to make it as understandable as possible. I do my best to make it understandable, to explain everything clearly. And I said, hi, how are you? Hey, welcome everybody. A lot of energy, right? I was giving all of my energy and focus and intelligence, doing my best to make the class interesting, fun, understandable, and useful. And yet, certainly like one time just thinking, I'm stuck. They're not really getting better. They are stuck at an intermediate, and I'm stuck. I'm at an intermediate level of the teacher. I'm kind of the same as a lot of other teachers who've been teaching for years and years. And I decided I have to get serious. I need to get serious, and I've got to do something different. Something's wrong. At that time, I decided to get a master's in teaching English as a second language, TESOL, T-E-S-O-L. So people, T-F-L, teach it as a foreign language anyway. Again, I'm an application, and I failed out. The school I choose is called Shenandoah University, a little program. Little master degree program is West Virginia, United States. It's actually Virginia. Sorry, Shenandoah Valley, okay? Virginia. And I enrolled, I started taking the classes. And I'm so fortunate because Although a very, very small program, very, very innovative, very creative, led by a couple of professors at that time, that Dr. Murphy and Dr. Hazen. And they taught me a system they developed called focus skill. And they did a lot of research about focus skill. And the idea of focus skill is you focus on only one skill at a time. You don't try to balance. Some speaking, some listening, some writing. Instead, what they decided to try, let's focus on one skill first. And just total focus, have the student focus only on, for example, listening. And listening is the first one and the most important. This is what kids do when they learn their native language. What I did, what you probably did, right? Listening is first. Baby listen, baby don't read, maybe only speak, right? They suddenly don't write, suddenly don't. The first skill, the foundation of our language, including English, is listening. So first you get your listening to a very, very high advanced level. You first completely on 100% on listening. Focus skills. What's really cool about this, they did a lot of research, Dr. Hazen and Dr. Murphy. What's so cool about this is that they had students focusing, I think they did at about 3 to 6 months. I know they did play with different lengths in time. But of course, the student listening improved tremendously, very quickly, because that's all we're doing. The focus on much on listen. Student is listening, shut up, and improve very quickly and get to advanced level of listening. The listening focus class also improved their speaking a lot. They even improved their reading and they even improved their writing ability. The other skill still improved even though the student would totally focus on listening. This can call this a spillover effect. I don't know what you call it, but it's real. So I think students, they feel, okay, focusing on listening and my other skill are going to improve. That's not true. They will improve. It's very cool. You don't even need to think about speaking or reading or writing. They still get better. And of course, the listening will get better incredibly fast. Then the second skill, once listening is at an advanced, you focus on reading. So you want to focus on the input skill first. Right, the understanding is first with the ears, and then the next you go to the eyes. So then, the next part of the focus go to approach. You can focus on reading, tons and tons of reading, a lot of reading for pleasure, just huge amounts of reading. Again, they found that even though students were focused on reading, their other skill still improved. Of course, reading shot up and became advanced. The listening was already advanced, but it still got better even during the reading focus. In speaking and writing also improved during that reading focus as well. Here's what's really cool. Now we get audiobooks. So easy to find audiobooks, right? So you can actually do reading when you're doing your reading focus. You can also be listening. You get to be listening to the audiobooks, but also scan with your eyes as you listen. You can suck a 2-for-1 effects. So you focus on reading, but you're reading with both your eyes and ears at the same time. Extra powerful. What's the third focus skill to focus on after your listening is advanced, your reading is advanced? Then it's time for speaking. Speaking is where you finally will really focus on the output, right? When you're gonna use AI to start chatting with AI, chatbots and things like that. That's great. Want to feel comfortable with that, start talking to real people, go on iTalki or any other conversation connection site. During my PVP group, any program, as usually you join a community, there can be people there, set up Zoom call, chatting and talking, practicing. So speak. And then finally, writing is the very last one. You don't even think about writing until the end. It's an advanced skill. Your listening is advanced, your reading is advanced, your speaking is advanced, and speaking can also pronunciation. The one that is advanced. Now it's time to focus on writing. It's the last skill to focus on, okay? We're not going to worry about writing today. I don't really focus too much on writing. Okay, so now let's get into the 3-part system to use during these 90 days to jump up. Okay, I'm gonna give you. We're gonna keep this focusal idea in mind. Number 1 is the fuel, the cycle, the energy, the part that is neglected, that is forgotten by so many. The fuel, the energy. If your energy is low, if your motivation is low, just think, I don't like English, I'm not enjoying it, you're not motivated to do much, you're not going to succeed. It doesn't matter method in the world. And if you're unmotivated, you have low energy, you're not focused, you're not concentrating, you're gonna fail. Okay, so you got to get that energy up every day, every morning, every single time you are listening to English, reading English, speaking English, anything. Okay, so here's how you do it. You start with the morning energy ritual. Learn this in detail. I'll give you the quick idea. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes in the morning when you get up, right before you start listening to English, you're going to put yourself in a peak state, a peak emotional state. Peak means top, right? The peak is a mountain top of a mountain. It's the very top. So top energy, it means positive, high energy. Not, I'll listen to some English and you have a break, right? Or you're bored. No. Peak energy. And here's another important point. Emotion equals memory. Emotion equals memory. Many times you think of your long-term memories from your life, anything that happened to you in life. Usually your strongest memory are events or things that happen where you have a strong emotion. They can be negative or positive. Right, something terrible happened to you, you get the terrible, strong, positive, negative emotions. Fear, for example. You remember that event, you remember what happened, right? So of course, you want to focus on the positive, not the negative, and feeling afraid of English. So what you're going to do is very simple. You play some energetic, motivational music that you love, any kind of music that just make you feel the jumping and you feel great. Just play one song, 5 minutes. While you're doing it, you go into people got the power pose because you want the arms up in the air. Go the chin up, a little bit looking down, looking up. You got a big smile on your face. English is fake. Just pretend. Maybe it's a bad morning. Just pretend, okay? So the best. Be an actor, okay? And you're gonna jump up and down when you listen to that great music that you love, right? And you can jump and punch and whatever. Do how you want. You can dig yourself into energized, positive, excited, emotional state, emotional feeling, right? So important is the fuel, is the energy that's going to help you break through from intermediate to advanced. Now, after you do that, then you actually start doing English learning, and you can use the method, the effortless English method, that follows my 7 rules, and to use the method that I discussed. Key part of the method, number 1, you're going to focus on listening. You can get that listening ability up to a very advanced level. Now focus on that first. Don't worry about your speaking, you're going to improve too. Speaking will improve even while you're focusing on listening. And I want you to do 2 hours a day. Okay, for this 90-day plan, to really get a breakthrough, 1 hour is good for slow and steady, but I think you need 2 hours to really make a jump. You're going to use the mind method, which focus on real audio articles, or not fake textbook stuff, like the kind of thing you might listen on a podcast, or even like section or chapter on an audiobook. You can focus on the meter. So important to get that automatic understanding, instant understanding, and quick responses, right? Quick automatic English, mini story, point of view story, or stories that are totally with different grammar, different points of view. So for example, you tell one, listen to one story is in the present. It's as it's happening now. And then to listen to the same exact story, but it's told as it happened already somewhere in the past, and they might listen to the same story again as about the future. Maybe it's going to happen, it might happen. So obviously the grammar will change. You don't need to think about the grammar. It's just you can start to get it automatically. And number 3, so important, real English only. You're going to go to any mid level, you need real English only. Just burn the textbook, burn them through the government, get rid of them. The real audio articles, podcasts, movies, these kind of lessons that you should real story, not just some like fake grammar exercise. Okay, now finally, part 3, the actual schedule, how you do this each day. This is 90 days, you're going to do it every single day. No days off, no breaks, sorry. You're going to break a breakthrough, no days off, okay? 2 hours every day, strictly for 90 days. You start with the morning routine. You can do this while you're getting ready for work or school or whatever. You get up a little bit early before your kids if you need to. So get up, to get some coffee or food, whatever you need, and then do that morning ritual. Jump, play that music, use the headphone. We want to wake everybody up. Jump, power pose, pitch safe. Immediately after that, boom, you turn on your mini story lesson, your audio article. You listen for 30 minutes. 30 minutes in the morning before you leave home. Okay, you're in the peak state. You listen for 30 minutes. So 30 minutes. Your next 30 minutes, you commute when you're going somewhere in the day. If you're working or going to school, probably got about 30 minutes. Some people have more, some people less. You're going to listen again. This is I said, focus on the middle story and the point of view story during this time. Okay, while you're sitting and bus, when you're in your car or on the train, walking, right? Just use headphones, shopping, anything like that, right? So you're out and about during your day, moving around, another 30 minutes. Now you got an hour. You're going to do that again when you're coming home, when you commute after work, after school, after shopping, whatever. On your way back, you got another 30 minutes. Same thing, listen to audios. You might want to jump, or you're out around, there are people, you're going to jump and shout and play crazy music, but at least keep your head up, keep your shoulders back, put a little small smile in your face, trying to keep your energy and your emotion positive and higher, right? Don't let yourself, get your shoulders down, start feeling your energy drop. Bad, not good. All right, so now you're at 90 minutes. Congratulations, you got it in 90 minutes and you've done a little free point in your day. The last is your evening time. This is where I think for you who are trying to jump to advance, this is the great time to do the movie technique. That's where you watch one movie scene, not the whole movie. You watch one scene with a subtitle, and then you go back, watch it again with the subtitle, write down any vocab you might not understand. Then go back again, turn the subtitle off. Now you're listening, not reading it. You can catch it, understand what's going on. Go back again. So you kind of review one scene, one section, depending on how much talking there is. There might be 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. And trying to choose scenes that have talking, right? And not an action scene. No use. No action scenes and action movement are not very good for this. You want movies that have a good amount of talking. Romantic comedy is good. Drama is good. Things like that. I have a whole video about how to do the movie technique and get on my YouTube channel. And you can search movie techniques and watch that to get more information. It's about 30 minutes in the meeting using the movie technique. That's 2 hours. That's your basic daily plan. 30 minutes in the morning with that ritual, keep it energized. 30 minutes when you're commuting, going to work, to school, or going out. Another 30 minutes when you're coming back. And then the final 30 minutes using the movie technique in the evening, 2 hours a day. Now, if you like, on Saturday and Sunday, you could change things a little bit. If you just follow this plan every single day, or Saturday, you can make a movie focus. So you just do the movie technique for 2 hours. Again, you can break it up, right? Do 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at lunch, 30 minutes in the afternoon, and 30 minutes in the evening, right? But just focus only that movie technique on Saturdays. And then Sunday, make it a relaxed day. Listen to podcasts, listen to YouTube videos, listen to lesson if you want. Basically, episode you want, anything. It should be real English, and again, 2 hours total on Sunday. That's a nice plan, give you a little variety, and you can do it. You break it up during the day. This plan will jump you up to advanced level when you follow it for 90 days. But you have to do it every single day, no days off, sorry, and you can't do it with low energy. That energy part, the fuel, the motivation, the peak emotional state is one of the most important part of this. So don't skip it, okay? How do you stick with this? How do you stick with this? I'm going to things that people say, probably people have addressed some of those. Number one, boredom. You want to repeat the same lesson, the same movie. It means you all want this, all read this opposition. I will do deep learning. That's the whole point. How do you keep it interesting? Number one way you do it is that peak emotional state. If you let your energy drop, it will feel boring. It's hard to concentrate. But when you find yourself getting bored again, shoulders back, chest up, smile. You can play that music again for a couple of minutes and jump around. Whatever you do, you got ready to go back and do some more repetition. Focus on this plan again. Second thing is each time you listen, you can focus on something different. Maybe listen to the media story the first time. You focus on just understand maybe the fifth time. Just try to catch the vocab, catch the general meaning. Another time you might focus on repeating again, focus on getting a low, quick, short answer, but trying to make sure you focus on the answer and giving them quickly. So you're trying to improve your speech of answering. Faster and faster, right? And another time you might focus on the pronunciation. Another time you can try something you want to make a little different, more interesting. Okay, you gotta repeat. Okay, to get better at something, you have to repeat. You gotta good at shooting basketball. You can do it just once, right? You gotta do it hundreds and hundreds of times. It's just life for how we learn. Lack of time is another thing. 2 hours is a lot. I know we're all busy. I'm busy, we're all busy, but that's why we break it up during the day. Finding a free 2 hours at one time can be tough, but you break it up like this, you can do it. For sure, you can do it. If you feel like I'm not getting the result, or people panic after 1 week, I'm not improved yet. Relax, your brain needs time. For 2 months, you might not feel like much is happening. You should start to see and feel a big improvement happening in that third month. And sometimes people try to do too much. You don't need to go over 2 hours if you join it. If you can keep your energy up, if you have the time, then sure, do 3 hours, do 4 hours, do 10 hours a day if you have the time. But you don't have to do too much. Okay, 2 hours is a sweet spot, just right. Okay, you need to commit. Don't quit. This is the big part too. Okay, you got to do it. Just got to do it. Once you decide to do it, you're not going to quit. You're not going to change. You're going to say, okay, I'm lazy, so I do it and it's easy today. No, 90 days. Commit to 90 days. That's why I said 90 days and 180 or 365, because in 365 it's hard to keep going without taking a long break. But 90 days you can do it. 3 months is a nice amount of time you can commit. And do not quit. Every single day you follow with the plan. No days off. No. Commit, don't quit. And just will build confidence. It's time to do this. Each day you do this, it's going to be better. You get better. I promise you, at the beginning, the number one mistake people make when they're just stuck in the intermediate level, and it's switching system all the time. So they try like once set Oxford's textbook, and then they tried that for a few months, and it's not working, and they jump to something else. They jump to something else. I understand you're trying to find, something that worked. You're not getting the result you want, but it's a big mistake because you start to build maybe the batch system. You're gonna be slow, but at least you're and then you jump, to focus on this for 90 days, okay? Don't try to mix in other stuff. During this 90 days, do not study for the IELTS exam and study textbook. Do not try to study other grammar books. Do try to mixing a bunch of stuff. It's just 90 days. Do this only this method, only this plan for 90 days. And after that, you can decide, did I get good result or not? And if you did, well, get what? Keep going. And then maybe later I'll do a video about once you advance, how you get even more advanced. Where do you go after that? You have a dream, I want to advance. What happened when you are advanced? Then what? That'll be another video. Okay. Oh my God.